Greetings, welcome to Facts About Everything. I'm your host, James Egan. Because of the release of the TV show Doom Patrol this year, and they've already appeared in the 2018 show Titans, I decided to look at the DC Super Team, who are often nicknamed the world's strangest heroes. Because the team members didn't earn their powers, as well as their odd appearances, they are hated for being freaks. They are banded together by a paraplegic man who uses their gifts to save the world. To which you might think, that is exactly the same premise as X-Men. Also, the Doom Patrol fight the Brotherhood of Evil. The X-Men fight the Brotherhood of Evil mutants. But guess what? The Doom Patrol didn't copy X-Men. X-Men copied Doom Patrol. These superheroes debuted in June 1963. The X-Men were created 3 months later. And that is the first fact about the Doom Patrol. Let's dive in. The Doom Patrol debuted in My Greatest Adventure number 80 in 1963. The team is led by Niles Caulder, who's better known as the Chief. Caulder believes that true greatness must originate from tragedy. Because of this philosophy, he orchestrated accidents on people who he believed were special. Caulder would, for lack of a better word, ruin their lives so they'd have nowhere to turn. He would then take them in and turn them into the superhero he believes the world needed. Basically, he's like Professor X, except he's a jerk. The original team was only made of 3 members: Elastigirl, Robot Man, and Negative Man. First, let's look at Robot Man. After the Chief orchestrated a car accident that killed a man called Cliff Steele, Caulder had the man's brain removed and inserted into a robot's body. Steele became the first member of the Doom Patrol and took on the name Robot Man. Since Robot Man has a metallic body, he is incredibly difficult to damage. Also, he has the power to scale metallic surfaces with ease. Now let's look at Negative Man. Larry Trainor was a test pilot for the US Air Force. One day, he flew an experimental suborbital jet called the X-19. Since the Chief tampered with the jet's controls, Trainor was no longer able to fly the vessel, causing it to fall into a radioactive sector. The radiation incinerated Trainor and left him with glowing translucent skin. Since Trainor absorbed the radiation, he could potentially poison anyone in his vicinity. When the Chief took Trainor in, he covered him from head to toe in special bandages that sealed in the radiation. As Trainor became a member of the Doom Patrol, he took on the name Negative Man. While working at the US Air Force, Trainor was friends with Hal Jordan, who's better known as Green Lantern. Also, let me know if you want me to do a video about Green Lantern. He is literally my favorite superhero of all time. And after 2 years, nobody's ever asked me to do a video about Green Lantern. I'll just be here waiting. Negative Man can shoot radiation out of his body to attack enemies. When this happens, Negative Man's mind and consciousness resides in this radiation while his body is left behind as a husk. Originally, Negative Man could only leave his body for 60 seconds. He can also absorb energy and channel it into explosive power. On top of that, he can pass through solid matter. And the final original member, Rita Farr, was an Olympic swimmer and Hollywood star. While filming one of her scenes, the Chief exposed her to vapors that gave her the ability to alter her size and stretch her body. Dubbed a freak, Rita was forced to quit acting. Disillusioned and vulnerable, the Chief was more than happy for her to join his Doom Patrol under her new alias, Elastigirl. Reminder, the Chief is a good guy. Robot Man is the only member that has been a part of every version of the Doom Patrol. The first villain they fought was an alchemist called General Immortus. Because of his appearance, Negative Man is often nicknamed Mummy Face. The Chief has a ray that can resurrect a person, but only if they recently died. For a brief time, the Chief was a disembodied head. He eventually got better. Speaking of disembodied heads, the Doom Patrol usually battle the Brotherhood of Evil, which is led by a disembodied brain called the Brain. The team has had many members, including a super intelligent ape called Monsieur Mala, Elephant Man, an alien called Gargowax, a mimic called Gemini, a witch doctor called Houndgun, Madame Rouge, a radioactive man called Plasmus, a teleporter called Warp, and Goldilocks. I stopped taking you seriously when I got to Super Intelligent Ape. Okay, let's look at some other members that will appear in the show. Eric Morden was exposed to a device called the White Room, which drove him irreparably insane and turned his body into living virtuality, which can drain the sanity from others. He became known as Mr. Nobody. Kay Chalice was abused by her father when she was only 5 years old. Before she was abused, Chalice was playing with a jigsaw. As a result, jigsaws are an anxiety trigger for her, and she's obsessed obsessed with piecing things together, including her unstable mind. She had such difficulty dealing with her childhood, Chalice withdrew her entire personality and developed a new one called Miranda. When her friends and family saw that Chalice only identified as Miranda, she was sent to a mental institution. Over time, Chalice eventually developed a whopping 64 personalities. Although she has personalities called Black Anis, Flit, and so on, her main personality is Crazy Jane. After being exposed to a genetic bomb, all of Chalice's personalities develop superpowers. This means that Chalice has 64 powers, but she can only manifest them when she is in a specific personality. To which you reply, oh, so X-Men also copied this for Professor X's son, Legion. No, this time it's the other way around. Although Legion has very similar backstory and powers, he was created in 1985, 4 years before Crazy Jane. The team's members had no idea that the Chief was responsible for their accidents until long after they joined the Doom Patrol. In the TV show Doom Patrol, Cyborg is a member of the team. Although he is usually a member of the Teen Titans and the Justice League, Cyborg has never joined the Doom Patrol in the comics. I've already done a video about Cyborg, so check that out if you want to know more about him. But I'll just briefly mention him here because he is going to be one of the main characters in the TV show. Victor Stone was a teenager who dreamed of becoming a professional American football player. His father, Silas, worked at Star Labs, committing dangerous experiments with interdimensional portals and advanced robotics. When Victor visited his father at Star Labs, a monster burst out one of the portals, heavily injuring Victor. To save his son, Silas used advanced robotics and attached them to Vic's body. These appendages allow Cyborg to fly, turn his limbs into weapons, super strength and durability, and he can connect and hack any technology. I already mentioned this in my Cyborg video, but one thing I forgot to mention was that the DC writers eventually thought, you know what, that backstory is a little bit convoluted, so let's just simplify it. He just got in a car crash. No interdimensional portals, no monsters, just a car accident. Readers thought this was way too plain of a backstory for a superhero, and so they reverted back to the original backstory. Although Beast Boy is not a member of the Doom Patrol in the TV show, he was one of the main members in the comics. So I'll talk about him briefly. His real name is Garfield Logan. His father was obsessed with reverse evolution. He believed that he could create a serum that could turn any animal into whatever creature they were millions of years ago. When Garfield was a child, he suffered a rare illness called Sakusha. This disease is lethal to all animals except the West African green monkey. Garfield's father injected him with a serum that was produced from the green monkey's DNA, causing Garfield to revert to a monkey, allowing him to survive the illness. However, the serum left Garfield with a green complexion and the ability to metamorph into other animals. And it goes without saying, this explanation doesn't make a lick of sense because humans are related to apes, not monkeys. We did not evolve from apes. Apes and humans have a common ancestor. Also, if we did evolve from the West African green monkey, why is it still around? Since Garfield's origin doesn't make any sense, it was changed in recent comics. In his rebooted origin, Garfield was bitten by a West African green monkey, which eventually led him to develop his powers. I've already talked about Beast Boy in my video about the Teen Titans. I'll leave a link at the end of this video if you want to check that out. And finally, in the film The Incredibles, Mr. Incredible is married to Elastigirl. However, the toy of this character is called Mrs. Incredible because DC Comics already had the rights for the name Elastigirl. To avoid confusion, in recent comics, she is now called Elastawoman. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Please let me know if there's any other DC superheroes you want me to do a video about, and I'll upload it as soon as possible. To avoid you asking me to do a video about a comic book character that I've already done, check out my comics playlist. I've already done over 100 videos about comic book characters. But if there is somebody that I've missed, let me know, and I'll upload a video about that character as soon as possible. Wow, it just really keeps going. To learn more facts, check out my books. They're available on Amazon, on paperback, and Kindle. Thanks for watching. See you again.